This is one of the greatest opportunity that I have, and we all have to invite our dearest Guruji to share his wisdom through his words on this special day as we rejoice yet another milestone of his journey, our 25th World Family Day celebration. We invite you, Guruji, for your words and for your wisdom. We are so blessed.
Get it.
Please turn the spotlight on Guruji, Vijay.
Today, since I began this journey on putting the people together in the world, it's 25 years. So sometimes when you do a tapas, it's not that it's going to happen instantly. We have to go through many ups and downs, but persist on a thought. Now, why is this thought living? Many thoughts appear and disappear. But why is this thought living? From Swami Vivekananda's time to now when I'm doing it. And again, Narendra, our Modi, who is our Prime Minister, has taken it to the United Nations. And how come everybody says, wow, let's follow it. It's ideal. This is what we should do. Because there's universality in it. Nobody is putting forth this thought at the cost of my winning at your cost. It says, I serve you, so I have put myself in the end. I begin to serve, to look after you, to care for you, and to push you up towards greater glory. Which is the greatest glory? For you to be happy, healthy, and peaceful. Whatever money that you make, whatever position that you earn, whatever that you earn lives temporarily and suddenly disappears one day. So why again go up and down in life, though it's nature of life? There's something deep inside which is permanent. And all great masters are mentioned about it. Today we had two great masters in Dr. Nagendra and Dr. Nagaratnama, who mentioned about practically under realizing that and taking it to hundreds and hundreds of people who are now being relieved of many so-called psychosomatic illness. As you know, it's a psyche, the mind, which is hurt the soma. In terms of koshas, the manomaya kosha, which is hurting the annamaya kosha. So all these things are created by us. So that's why all the great masters, like the ones you heard today, and the ones you heard everywhere, have said about understanding yourself. And they said in so many ways. We quote from Yoga Vasishta and so many masters who talk about yoga, which is joining together. No separation. Don't put yourself and somebody else away from you. Get everyone into you. Your Annamaya Kosha is limited. When you hug anybody, how many people can you hug? Your mind might hug more people, but still somewhere deep inside will say, that fellow, this person, ayya, abba, abba. And the mind separates people. But in your heart, there's tremendous space. There's tremendous Shakti. There's tremendous openness. That's why the Vishwarupa Darshana happens in the heart. That's why the Christ says, I open my heart. That's why when the heart of Christ is bleeding, it means, why is not love there in the world? So he talks about forgiving people for they know not what they do. Every Buddha, every great enlightened master says, open your heart to every fellow being. And you keep sitting and thinking because you are using your manomaya kosha, your mind to think, how do I do this? Very wrong. You're looking at the wrong way. That's why the whole mastery and the whole science is about unlearning. The idea of giving up your ego is unlearning. The idea of building ego is learning. The whole world teaches you to be a leader. You say, mastery, be one upon the other person. See how to succeed in life. And tell other people, use your brains. Thale ilva, mutala, katte. So you want to turn a katte, which is so peaceful, so loving, so hardworking, into a human being who says, I don't want to work, I don't want to do this, I don't want to. Yanta talegota. Very sad. You think a person who's increased, fantastically brainy person knows how to manipulate another person and squeeze the juice out of the other person and throw him out because he's all used up. That's called brains. That's called business. Very sad. Is that the world? No. Unfortunately, the world has shifted directions. So that's why all the masters said, realize yourself, go deep into yourself. And you are again using your mind and thinking, how do we do it? I'll give you a little more in the evening when we finish all the other discussions. But now we have to say thanks to our doctors and other people. So I'll just be brief. Every being is a master. And many times you have heard that God or the divine or all this Paramatman has become an Atman, has come in the form of a child. Good. Now don't look for all the other great masters because you will be choosing which great master to use. Am I using a Hindu master or a Christian master or an Arabian master or this and that? So instead of that, let's go to children. Now, when you come to children, look at every child as a master, not as a child who you have to teach. When you taught them, you made them like yourself in hating others, in separating yourself from other people. But have you realized? Have you just opened your eyes? Like the master said, Chakshurun militam yena. Go beyond your five senses. Open your intellectual mind, your jnana mind, your the third eye, which Shivan is supposed to open. And realize that this whole thing that is built up is a myth, is a maya. That this is built by you and me, people like you and me, saying, you grow up. How sad that we call those little lovely children mentally handicapped. They are actually so divine. They are so lovely. The little child has grown bigger and continues to be a little child. I remember a little race where the children were running and the child which was second fell down and the first child turned around and helped the other second child to stand up and run. Now all the clever people in the audience said, crack. Stupid fellow. He should have run and got the prize. Why did he stop and help this other child? They don't have a heart. When the people are watching are heartless people, they want their child to win. They are at the cost of other person falling down. They don't see the pain in the other child. But this child, who is supposed, which you and me call, mentally handicapped, their heart is open. That heart found another child has fallen. Immediately the heart turned and helped the other child to win the race. So the idea of, like even in the Olympics, is to take part. So the child took part and helped the other child to run. But other people who are brainy say, look at the mind, look at this child. No, my friend. It's time to go back to your childhood. There are two other children, but know yourself. When I used to sit with my granddaughter, and I used to come finish my work and come back, and my granddaughter was 3 months old, 4 months old, 6 months old, and she'd be smiling so many times. And I will talk to her and say, hey, little child, at least in the grown-up world, they will say, smile, smile, and they'll tell a joke or they'll tell an incident and make the person smile and laugh. Otherwise, it's all morose, wondering, pressure of the head. We have to tell a joke. We have to remind of a funny, incident or some happy incident to make a person laugh. But the little children are simply smiling. So I thought to the child, I asked the child, I said, what makes you child? Later on, I realized that they are always in Ananda. They are always happy. It's only the grown-up minds, which come and tell them it's time to eat, time to go to the toilet, time to go to the sleep, time to do this, time to do that, and begin to control the child. The child loses its Ananda and begins to cry and think, what is this world? Slowly, the child is trained when to do what, how to do what, and slowly is trained into all the tensions and of the world, all passed down from the parents to the child. Heredity, they call it. But actually, the real heredity came when the child was born. Purity, simplicity, niceness. Have you heard all these masters say, give up your aham? You heard it or not? Yoga, they aham bitbidu anta. Nan yaru antirod bitbidu anta. To give up who I am. Just look at your eyes, look at your mind. So open your eyes and see. Does any child have an aham? Does any child say, I'm born in a rich family? Does any child say, I'm a poor person? Does any child say, my father is a beggar? Does any child worry about that somebody in the family has corona or virus or leprosy or handicap or cancer? Is the child worried about that? No, it just loves everyone. The child is in the state of Ananda. Even if you don't care, don't understand all the great masters, at least look at your own children around you. See Ananda in everyone. They can go and hug a child. They can go and hug any animal. You will be scared. You say, don't touch that animal. Yo, kachpadate. It will bite you. It will do this. But the child will go and hug even a tiger, even a lion, even a snake, whatever. You use your brains. But actually, even that animal will know that this child cannot hurt me. You have seen so many videos that we have found now, where even a panther learns to look after a baby, a baboon baby, in the kindness of heart, messages. Because love is something inherent in every being, in every tree. The tree has another tree growing in it. The intellectual people say that's a parasite. But the tree says, I nurture this other child along with me. They all grow together. They grow with the wind, they grow with the typhoon, they grow with the tsunami, they grow with everything. Everything is in harmony with each other. Now, thank God that Corona has come and doing a master's work, telling every person, forget the outside world, go back into yourself, go back into your true nature, be caring to your own family, then think of the rest of the world. How to be peaceful. They say now in the Annamaya Kosha, like Dr. Nagendra and Nagaratna are doing now, and we are also doing here, we teach them pranayama, teach them to eat kind food, loving food, food that does not irritate the body. And do pranayama, do kriya, do meditation, leave this unnecessary thinking. Don't panic about the world. Come to peace, come to harmony. The more you spread, and that's the greatest Shakti. Like vacuum is the most powerful Shakti. So when there's nothingness happening, when everything is totally calm, when everything is in the state of universal calmness, everything begins to evolve. From that state, create your world. And that's what we're doing now. Can we create a world which lives together as a peaceful world? Yes. It's only the minds which are panicking which feel, ayyo, aur gotta, iur gotta, idu gotta, adu gotta. They look at all the dangers in the world. No. See the niceness in the world. That's why you realize that the children are safe from COVID, that the children are safe from so many things. The adults also would have been safe. But unfortunately, deep inside them, they have recorded fear. They have recorded worry. That's why they might easily pull up that system of worry and get worried about life. Many doctors did it to me, saying that, oh my God, your heart is blocked, and I'm still living. I'm still working. I'm working. But they think, oh, I don't know how this fellow lives. Many times, many people have said this person should be dead long back. Maybe they wish for me to be dead. Maybe I'm not gratifying their deep urge to kill me. If they had told me openly now, when everybody tells me I wish you're dead, then I will die. Because there's no point in living when everyone wants you to die. And that's why many patients simply die, because the whole hospital says you're going to die. The whole neighborhood says you're going to die. Why would that person want to live? I know my friend Ken Ishiro Tarayama. Some of you have heard of him. He's in Japan. He had cancer. And everybody said he's going to be dying. And he was shifted from the regular ward, ICU, to the dying ward. Can you imagine how a person feels when he's in a dying ward? Even his wife and his son came and said, oh, I'm so busy. Tell me when he's dying, then we'll come. He got so fed up, he said, take me home. I don't want to live in the hospital. Let me die in peace, talking to the fishes, talking to the river, talking to the sea, talking to the sunrise. And guess what? He went home and started talking to the fishes in his aquarium. He had a big musical instrument, bass guitar, which he kept twanging and listening to the sounds. And he looked at the sea, he looked at the sunrise, he spoke to the plants. Can you imagine he started this 20 years ago and he is still alive? Otherwise he was left in the dying world where he was looking around only at death around him and listening to only death from all the doctors who spoke to him. He jumped out of the thing and came to his home and started talking to the fish and the life and energy. And now he's joined that side and gone back into being one with nature. So, my dear brothers and sisters, all the masters are saying this. Please open your eyes, open your ears, dump this idea of becoming one up on the other. Have everybody in your heart and create a world which lives together, loving and caring with each other. And let's have a wonderful world. And today we had two great masters, Dr. Nagaratna and Dr. Nagendra, who came to us, who have put this thing into their experiential work and written so many theses on it, PhDs on it, and helped so many children come and gain their PhD, and taken it to the United States and taken it to so many places. Like Swami Vivekananda went to United States, and then the knowledge of yoga, the knowledge of Hindu philosophy came to the world. Please realize that none of these things are religions. The original master never created a religion. The original master in every religion was only talking about a way to live life together with each other. It's the other people who made it a religion and separated your religion, my language, my country, your country. In those days, in that world where everything is together, there is no country, there is no language, the only language which is there is the language of the heart. And the language of the heart is silence. And that's the language in which the trees and the animals and everything communicate with each other. In silence, which you don't understand. The silence which comes in their own way. In between, the rain has a certain voice. The wind has a certain voice. The light has a certain voice. It reaches out to all other beings on earth and puts them together in another one. Fantastic. So do open your heart and let's have a beautiful world. We will create a beautiful, peaceful world. And today I'm so glad and so happy that Dr. Nagendra and Dr. Nagaratna came and told us so many beautiful messages from the ancient texts and from their experience in how actually it can be done. You have heard me for a long time. You heard other masters for a long time. Now please wake up, arise, awake, and stop not till the goal is reached. So please make it happen and let's have a beautiful world for the future generation. You would like yourself to be, as you grow older, to look at a wonderful life. As you grow older, for your children and their grandchildren and their children, everyone to have a lovely life. And unless we plant the seed, unless we give the direction, how will the future be? If you give a message of harmony, disharmony, and mistrust, how will the world be? So wake up, my dear friends, my dear brothers and sisters, my dear fellow family beings. Open your heart. Take together everybody. Forgive the other people because they're not yet learned so many things. Love them, care for them, and let's join together. Let's hold hands with all the great masters of the world. So many people who work together, whether it's, our Jagi or Ramdev Baba, or so many other people, So they are all working for a world together. So let's join hands and not think he's separate and I'm separate. Whether they're from this part of the world or any part of the world, any place where you hear a voice, and every place, the voice that you hear is the children's voice. So if you don't see these great masters, never mind. Reach out to the little children, collect the children, make the children talk. And that's why we are getting the children to talk in all the World Family Days. Let the children be the masters because their heart is still pure. And before they get contaminated, let's build a wonderful world. Sarve bhavantu sukhina, sarve santu niramaya, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kasyit dukkha bhagya. Om sarvesham swastir bhavatu, sarvesham shantir bhavatu, sarvesham purnam bhavatu, sarvesham mangalam bhavatu. When everybody has good health and has good peace of mind and everybody is complete, then they all can celebrate life. That's when the mangalam happens. So it's time for us to have celebration. That's why we call this a peaceful world for the future celebration. So that there'll be mangalam for everybody. And I do hope that we will make it happen with all of us working together. It's enough. With one person, one master in the ancient times could do it. Now we have so many masters in each one of you, and we have so many children all around the world. Collect all the children and let's go tell the adults who are coming before us. Let's create a wonderful world. Let's live for each other. Let's have a great world for each other. Thank you very much. May it happen for all of you. Yes, my Gayatri, and see, the Gayatri mantra is also helping us to take us to the next step.
Thank you.
Gayatri Ma, let's give the special awards to our great masters who came today. I believe Dr. Nagendra had to, in midst of all this, he had an urgent call from a patient. And so immediately he got up to go and help. Like that, sometimes we are needed to do some, perform our duties. So you have to get up and do, like Arjuna was told, get up and do your duty. So we have to get up and do our duties sometimes. And with that, but however, we will present these 2 awards, and maybe Dr. Nagendra can come back again, we can tell him about what we'd like to honor Dr. Nagaratnama on the behalf of both of them for the time.
I'd like to take a moment to thank all the Sevaks and the family members who have joined from Bangalore,
Okay, you can
Chennai,
also
Salem, Dodapallapur, Hosakote, Hyderabad, USA, Italy, UK, and Australia for joining us in celebrating this day. Thank you. Thank you, one and all, for being with us today.